Hey everybody, welcome to my video about tips on how to keep your house super tidy. I am a complete tidy freak, a clutter phobe, and I think having a tidy house really improves my mental health. So I'm going to share my tips on how I keep my house super tidy. So my first one is to make storage pretty. I put a lot of effort into mixing up the storage solutions around my home so that they're really aesthetically pleasing and pretty, such as all of my laundry storage that you can see here in my laundry room. I just think you could so easily shove all of this in a cupboard or just put it all in some bland sort of container, but if you put in a little effort and make it look really pretty, it makes the house look so tidy and organized. Again, here with my pasta and my rice, I love to store it in these jars. I'm actually gonna just fill up a couple of jars this morning because I'm just changing up the jars in the kitchen, so I will show you how I do it. For anyone wondering, these glass jars are from Temu and I get my labels from Etsy. If you just search pantry labels on Etsy, then there's hundreds. Okay, my next tip is to make the beds. As the famous quote goes, there you go. Hopefully you won't make as much mess when you make beds as I do. But as the famous quote goes, if you want to change the world, start by making your bed. I cannot tell you the improvement that making the beds in the morning does to my day and to my mental health and my motivation. But also it makes the house look so neat and tidy. When you're walking around upstairs and you walk past the bedrooms and see the beds made, it gives the impression that the house is very organized and tidy. I think anyway, it always makes me look at the house in a much more positive way if the beds are made. And yes, I've also realized that there is a hole in my leggings watching this back. These leggings are going straight in the bin. Another quote that I live by is a place for everything, everything in its place. I love having a place for everything. For example, my kids' storage all goes in this IKEA Kallax and they know exactly where it all goes. Baskets like this to store bigger toys. I have baskets in pretty much every room and everyone has a different job. Like this one is for documents and diaries and things, and everything has a specific home in my house. My next tip is effective cupboard space. I have two cupboards upstairs and one is for bed linen, as you can see here, and I keep it super organized so that when I need to go in and get something, it is easy to find and there's no faffing around. I just take a little bit of time and effort to keep my cupboards super tidy. So all of the bed linen and the towels go in this cupboard here. If you're wondering where the bed linen bands are from, because I get asked that a lot, they are also from Temu. So my second upstairs cupboard is my cleaning cupboard. Again, I keep it super tidy and organized. This has all of the cleaning products that I love to use around the home. Everything has a specific place so that when I come in here to get something, it's calm. I can just get what I need and leave. There's no faffing about looking under things, and I just love having an organized cupboard. So no shade with my next tip, which is smoke and mirrors. A lot of having a super tidy home is smoke and mirrors. Things like fragrance, lit candles or plugins like this one here give the illusion of having a really clean and tidy home. And also my biggest tip, smoke and mirrors tip, is to put lines in your carpet. Whenever I vacuum my carpets upstairs, I always put clear lines in them because it makes the house seem so much more tidy, neat, clean, and organized when people come over. Okay, my next one, which I've talked about a few times on my channel before, is a clutter bucket. Everyone must have areas in their home that look like this. I just don't know where all this clutter comes from. It just builds up, being a busy family of 4, I guess. So in areas like this where things do build up, I like to keep a little clutter bucket. You can see mine just here, and it pretty much does what it says on the tin. It's just somewhere to put all of that clutter and those bits and those pieces, and to just put them away, put the mess away, and make the whole area seem a lot tidier. That way, if you have a clear surface without clutter, it makes it so much easier to wipe the surfaces down and keep the house clean. Okay, again, this is something I talk about a lot on my channel. When it comes to cleaning, the best advice I can give is to do one thing a day. Cleaning a house can become really overwhelming and it feels like it builds up really quickly. If I ever feel like that, I make sure that I've done one thing a day, and then the house stays clean, it stays tidy, and it's so much easier to keep on top of things. So for example, on this particular day, my one thing was to do all 3 of the toilets. We do have 4 toilets, but I'm ignoring the guest toilet because it doesn't need doing. So I'm doing all 3 toilets today. That is my one thing. I'm not going to do any more cleaning apart from that. And I know that I'm staying on top of it just by doing that one thing a day, and I'm not going to let myself get overwhelmed. So guys, they are my top tips for keeping a clean and tidy home. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe before you go to keep up with my videos, and I will see you in my next one.